Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan. So welcome back from the Christmas festivities. So many beautiful photos were shared in my community group. You can go there and still look at them. It was wonderful for the Christmas extravaganza, which is a yearly thing that I do in the group. Okay, so today I have Scrappiness is Happiness because I didn't do a video yesterday, and sweater weather progress and discussion of where I'm going with it based on my not remembering the sides. Anyways, okay. And then a few other things just to think about. So first, let's look at the Scrappiness is Happiness. It should have been last week's block. You'll see. So here is the Santa block. That is the block this week for Scrappiness is Happiness. And see, it should have been last week. So I don't know, mine might look more like a sleeping cap, you know, like those old Charles Dickens kind of movies or books where they had the sleeping caps, you know, that might be more what mine looks like. But let's take a look at what I could have possibly done. The background, of course, I'm going to use the same background. I'm going to use the background that I've decided on for this project. So it's that blue, which is Bev's new basic. Now, I went with the big dot and the plaid. Now, I was thinking I could have done the dot, so I'll just put it next to it. I could have done the dot for the base and the little pom-pom. That would have been super cute. And then based on the fabrics I have, you know, maybe do a gold. Yeah, could have had a gold, like a bee's cap. Yeah, so could have had a gold cap based with a pom-pom, or a pom-pom, yeah, and a cuff in, that's the word, cuff in yellow. Let's see, if I had done aqua, well, here's some flowers. Yeah, so I don't know, it just felt like my options, I just didn't feel the options for the cap were as good unless I started adding something in. You know, if I'd have to go find something to add in. This would have been a pretty cap. I guess that would have been kind of pretty. And then the polka dot, that would be kind of cool. But I do think, I really strongly was thinking, the polka dot for the cuff and the pom-pom would have been really, really cute. So that one would have been good. But you know, the day I made that, that wasn't coming to me. It wasn't like I was going, oh yeah. The other thing is the stripe that I'm using would have been fabulous for, you know, it could have done the stripe with the white cap. That would have been cute. Or the stripe for the cap itself. Pom-poms. Yeah, so anyways, there's some other options, but I didn't use any of those. This is the one that I did. And next week, I will go ahead and put, I'll put all the blocks up on the wall again. I'm just not taking sweater weather down because it is close to me getting all that sewn up. And so that's what I will have done. So by next Monday, when I'm showing you the Scrappiness is Happiness, I will have them all up there. And this one should have something I can sew on the edges or the side. I have to take a look at the layout and see if I can add some of the sashings on here now, because that would be a good thing to do. I've got it on all the other blocks so far. All right, let's go back to the other side and talk about a few other, you know, sort of, well, you'll see. Let's just go. That Scrappiness is Happiness is a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun doing those blocks. Okay, let's talk about sweater weather and what I am going to do. And I'll probably I'll get the other camera then and do some straight on here. But while we're looking at it angled, I accidentally sewed the four corners on all of them because I totally forgot that the two long sides weren't squares but rectangles. I knew about the squares, you know, so I had the squares ready and I'm getting the two corners put on those, but I totally forgot that the sides were not also squares. So a lot of you gave me a lot of different suggestions, and it turns out I seem to have also made more rectangles than I actually need. So there you go. I have a little bit of leeway. One of the things I'm doing now is I need to put a row on either side that is just two triangles. but I had so many extras that I don't know what I was doing. That I'm doing two more rows, two more columns, two rectangles. I'll show you this, this down the side. So it'll be two wider, but then several of you had a suggestion. Let me get the other camera and walk through that because it's easier to look at it straight on. So the sides of the quilt should have rectangles with just two squares, no squares on the outer edge. The outer edge, see, has none of those diamond effect. This is the book we're using. So, you know, many people just said, just end it here. What does it matter? It's like, well, I kind of like the look of the other. And then there was a whole group that just said, this was a great suggestion, oops, there, that said, cut it off. So I did one sample. This is what it should look like. So it should have that full rectangle, the same size as this rectangle. But quite a few people said, why don't you just trim it, you know, trim off here like this. So what I did was I trimmed it as far out as I could, and then there was two little pieces that I just pulled off to get the corners flat. And I think that's what I'm going to go with, because now I have them made. I just have to trim them and I'm good. So I now am doing two extra rows or two extra columns because I have enough, and then I will take the more and trim them off so that they are just a wee bit shorter, which does mean when I get to the square at the top, there'll be a square, which will now be a rectangle. So I'll make that a rectangle on all four corners, which will be fine. This upper row needs sewn, and the rest of them are in the 3 across, 2 down format to be sewn together. I might shuffle a few more around, but I think I'm pretty good. Nope, look right there, right there. Those have to be moved. Don't want those up underneath each other. So I'll have to shuffle one of those. You know, you shuffle one and then it, you know, messes up some other spot. But that's okay. Eventually you get it. Just don't do too many. Do one, take a look, take a picture, look in your viewfinder. Yeah, okay, so that is the plan now. I will cut off, so I have ones that are just 2 squares. They'll be a little bit more narrow. I will finish this up and then get the whole thing sewn together. My plan is to have all of this done by next Tuesday. So just right into the new year. We'll see. But I'm going to make a little like so much, you know, so a certain amount each day, and be sure I get it done. Then what's going to happen is when you get really close, don't you, like, okay, the heck with it, I'm just getting it done. And that's the way I know I'll be, because I actually am really, it feels really close now. Right now I have like these down on my sewing table. Okay, so I'm ready for sweater weather to be done, and I thank everybody who told me to try cutting the pieces a little bit more narrow, because it is going to look really great. Okay, a few other things. A few people have asked me if I'm going to do a word of the year for 2023, and I've done a word of the year for, I don't know, I didn't look it up in advance, but like 17 years. I don't know if it's been that long, 15 years, something like that. It's been a long time. And last year I did next to nothing with my word. And so I am debating, because generally what happens for me is I've never gone, I don't think, the whole year, maybe once the whole year did I sort of embrace my word all year and think about it. But I was talking to my friend Pam, and we were talking about having fun. And I said, you know, maybe I should do 2023 and fun should be my word. You know, that I actually plan for things that are going to be fun to do. You know, when you change a whole lot about your schedule and about how you do things, sometimes stuff gets forgotten. And like for me, some of that has been just sort of planning some activities that'll be sort of just fun to do, not work, you know, just other kind of things. So I don't know, I'm debating. Tell me in the comments below if you are doing a word of the year. Have you ever done one? I will talk about this again before the end of the year. So this is my first discussion on it. So I will give you my list of all my other words because I would usually I will write once a month on it. So anyways, okay, the other thing that I'm still debating on is a temperature quilt, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it, but I did think about doing a hexagon. I thought, well, there are 7 parts to the hexagon. That could be 1 unit per day. Let me just get that. Hold on. These are my winter hexagons that I have not worked on in a very long time, like maybe 2 years, maybe more, maybe pre-COVID before I did any of these. So this is the hexagon. And that's what I was thinking. Maybe I would do just one like this, how I've done these. So there'd be 7 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be the middle. So 1 per day, and then not count appliquing it down to the background, and do 52. So, you know, 1 for every week of the year would be one of these in the temperature, or I don't know. So I'm thinking that would feel doable to me. I don't know. So I'm still debating. If you're going to do a temperature quilt, there's also the cross stitch, which seems pretty nice, and that would be kind of a neat one to do. Tell me what you're doing. If you're doing it, are you still thinking about it? I will roll back to that one again by the end of the week. When the year finishes, I will have decided, but I'm leaning no. But if somebody else is looking for something simpler, you might look at doing 1 hexagon a day and sewing them to each other. So by the end of the week, you have a whole flower, and then appliquing it down at the end of the week. Okay, today is also cut out snowflake day. I thought that sounded really pretty. Now, if you have snowflakes on a quilt, you know, like my I Believe quilt I showed you last week, you know, snowflake fabric in a quilt, share your quilts with snowflakes. So that will be really pretty. Get a flurries going on. Did you have a white Christmas? Yeah, rarely do we have a white Christmas here in Northern Virginia. It's just, we're just in this pocket that it doesn't happen. Okay, couple other things. Okay, okay, I took I did that one already. Never mind. When I have a lot of topics, sometimes it's like they don't really flow one to the next, do they? So that's just the way it is when I have a lot of things. These are the panels. So I decided I haven't done another panel for a while. I think I've only ever done one. I have them all, I think. But this is the January. Does it say January or does it say winter? It says chill is in the air. So I think I'm going to do this one for my door. Look how cute he is. Look at him. So I am going to quilt this one. And then the other half of the fabric, so I can use that as the backing or keep it, I'll probably just put it on the backing. So that will be the backing of it. But this is a little bit longer than what I usually put on the door. I think the width is going to be fine, but I will bring it down, you know, so I don't need all of this at the top for my door. So I will bring it down so it is more just the wreath part. So I am going to do that as well because I think it will be super cute. And I wanted to do these and it just hasn't been happening. So I think this will be it. I also updated my gallery of quilts. So if you are someone who likes to go see the quilts that I've done, my gallery is, what have I been quilting? I don't know, 30 something years. So, and I didn't ever really keep really good track. So I've been trying to document as I'm donating my quilts and things like that. So, but I've been doing the last couple years where I've got everything solid in there. So I have put all of my quilts for this year, which included 2 books. So I had 93 project finishes, 93 in this year. So I looked at last year. Last year I had 71 because the books make a difference. Even though I might make the books at one, I put them when they're released, when the book is released. That makes most sense to me because that's when you see them. So that's what happened. 91 projects. I'm thinking I can do a few less this coming year in 2023. I think I'd be happy with a few less. Oh, okay. So I also want to do a little giveaway, and it'll be running over at my website. So today you'll get, if you're on my email notices, you'll get an email. It is also a link down in the description box here to go over there and enter. And I have a little collection of things that I think are super cute. So there is a Merry Quilting zippy pouch. Look how darling that is. It's a wintry theme, even though it might feel like, you know, I think that we call that wintry theme. I have got some labels, a spool of Aurifil, so you can try that, my favorite thread. The super cute pins with a little hedgehog and a mushroom and a wreath. Got a Americana charm pack, and this was donated to be part of a giveaway. I believe Kathleen sent this to me to give away. So here it is. A Walk is an awesome book about using your walking foot for machine quilting your quilts. And it is fairly, there you can see lots and lots of geometric designs. And there's also curves. Here's a piece. This is by Jackie Garrig, and she's an awesome instructor and quilter. So it's just, there's the wave. She talks about the wave like I do. So this will go to somebody, and a happy face. A happy face patch. I love happy faces. So I think that this would start out your year wonderful with a little happy face. Okay, my friend. If you are doing Scrappiness is Happiness, get your Santa hat done. And I can't wait to see yours. You know, of course, this would be, it's so cute in the book in the traditional colors. It's darling. But I kind of like my sleepy hat there. I think that's what it is. And if you are on sweater weather along with me, let's power it out. Let's just do it, okay? High five if you are going to power it out with me. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.